Evening everyone and welcome to this meeting of Rayleigh Town Council's full council on the 1st of July. I intend to go through the housekeeping matters. The meeting's being recorded and will be uploaded to the council's YouTube page within 2 working days where it can be accessed by everyone. Members, please ensure you speak one at a time to enable the recording equipment to pick up all members clearly so that the recording audio is easy to understand for those who choose to watch it. Please note that the council's visual equipment may on some occasions focus on or near to the public seating area. Therefore, those in attendance at this meeting may be filmed or recorded. Attendance at this meeting signifies your agreement to this. If as a member of the public you do not wish to be filmed or recorded, please inform a staff member in attendance and we will try to assist where reasonably possible. On hearing the fire alarm, we ask all attendees to immediately evacuate the building. Evacuate near it via the nearest fire exit and make your way to the Webster's Way car park. Okay. So members, apologies for absence. We have apologies from Councillor Linden, Councillor Page, Councillor Lindsay Now, Councillor Nigel Now, Councillor Brewer, Councillor Baldwin, Councillor Milne and Councillor Lambourne. Essex County councillors and the district councillors have been invited and they haven't sent apologies, but we're going to make a note that Councillor Stuart Belton and Councillor Adi Malvia from Essex County Council have failed to show. And
sorry, Councillor Belton is at another meeting at Royal Parish.
Oh yes, we have had apologies for Councillor Stuart Belton. Apologies. So that's just Councillor Adi Malvia from Essex County. And Rochford District's councillors for Rayleigh are Councillors Gosh, Councillors Ince, Councillor A Sutton and Councillor D Belton.
Parliament?
Yeah.
She's a powerful queen.
Yeah, she is. No, she's back up there in Borough.
So members, moving on to agenda item 2, declaration of members' interest other than the usual.
Right.
Councillor Ward.
I'm a member of the Chamber of Trade and I'm also chairman of 1476 RAF Cadets.
Councillor Ryan.
Management Committee of Chamber of Trade and Museum.
Other declarations, members? No? Okay, so agenda item 3.1, to approve the minutes of the full council held on the 1st of June as an accurate record. Councillor Newport.
Thank you, Chairman. On the minutes, some of the minutes are inaccurate because there were deferrals made, particularly around the financials, that they were going to go to Strategy and Finance Committee, and it's not recorded in these minutes. But that was the motion that was proposed and agreed by council.
Can I ask, was that the full council or the extraordinary full?
The full council.
First one.
Which one, sorry?
Just bear with me, Sean. So the payments by standing order and direct debit, that item was deferred to Strategy and Finance. Yep. To address concerns regarding the lack of specific payments amounts and clarity on savings from new providers. There was also there was questions asked around the other thing that's not recorded, if you remember, through you, Chairman, was a question was asked about what legal options were available around the photocopier lease. You recall that?
Yeah.
I think Councillor Stanley also raised it around the white line payment, and we were asked for a written explanation on that. And I think there was something around the mobile phone contracts as well, if I remember correctly. I think that's it, Chairman, from my recollection.
Do members have any other comments? Councillor Palace.
So I say I did attend that meeting. If your name was put on there.
Yeah, we'll amend it so that you're.
Yeah. Okay, just to check. Yeah.
Any other issues, members, on those?
Just to add as well, sorry, the chairman's engagements, will be inputted into the minutes before they're signed. It was just, we couldn't open the document that, Elizabeth had sent us, but she's given it to us now, so we can put those in.
Councillor Stanley?
Yes, thank you, Chair. I did ask for some details of what our contracts were before they got changed because of different payments that we are making to different areas like electricity and so on. So I did ask for that to be written down, but I haven't heard anything from it.
So just to clarify, was that you requested a
Yes.
change in suppliers, didn't you?
Yeah, as suppliers, yeah, as to what they, because if we've changed suppliers, then I don't know what suppliers were and what we was paying beforehand, whether we've got a new contract with them or something like that.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? So what, do we defer those?
You can give it to bring it back.
So we're defer those minutes until the next full council until they've been corrected. Public session, is anyone in the public wishing to speak? We haven't had anything sent beforehand, have we? No? Okay, so we'll move on. So members, I'm gonna, from the chair, I'm gonna just change the agenda slightly and I'm gonna bring forward the agenda item 10.1, the mega centre proposal, and 10.2, the items given to the museum. Oh, sorry, do we need to do the extraordinary minutes? Or are we deferring the? Yes, sorry, is it the minutes or defer? Yes, it's what's
Yeah,
else.
yeah,
That was
they want the
like,
adjustment, they want the adjustments made.
yeah, because Councillor Callis wasn't on there,
Yes,
was she?
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not really. So I'm going to bring forward the mega centre proposal and the items given to the museums. They're going to come next. So that's 10.1. Next, the mega centre proposal, members. If you had a chance to read the proposals and have any
Yeah.
questions, I know that Julie's here to answer anything. Anyone got any questions, members? Councillor Vion or Wilson, please.
Thank you. No questions, Chair. Just to say, I think this is a really good proposal for our youngsters during not just the summer holidays, but the half term as well, which is desperately needed. I was particularly pleased to see that it wasn't all in the park, the other side of this wall, and that actually it's going out amongst various bits of the district, so everyone can, or the town, so that everyone can get a chance to join in. Thank you.
Councillor James Newport.
Thank you, Chairman. So at the last meeting, this item was being deferred to the Community Services Committee. So I know that the clerk has sent an email out saying time constraints, but I'd just like to understand how a resolution of council can be changed, because I don't understand that process. That's my first question. And then I'll come back on the actual proposal.
Yeah, do you have an
So the charity, Julie spoke to me and, obviously in order to be able to deliver this before summer holidays, they needed it before the date of the scheduled community service committee, which is I think due until the end of July. And if this was to happen, then we need to make a decision sooner, which is why it was going back to full council.
Okay, so I've read the proposal and I'd like to put something forward that, given the factors of the actual proposal is in different, there's a summer and then there's a autumn winter. I'd like to propose that we accept the summer proposal, but the rest of it would then be deferred to the communities, pending that the mega centre provides a post project evaluation report to the committee, so we could see how that piece of work has functioned and supported young people in Rayleigh. So essentially half of the project we could agree to half of the project now and defer the winter and the autumn elements to the communities committee, so that you can look at the report back and then evaluate it and see how that fits with our other youth services that we provide. So I'd like to propose that.
You're proposing that, I'll second that.
Okay, and I've got councillor O'Leary wishing to speak.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I didn't find the answer from the clerk very satisfactory, to be honest with you, to councillor Leopold's question. First question. Council decided something. That then means that that should be carried through. I don't see anywhere in the standing orders where the clerk has the ability to overrule a decision of council and bring it back just because it's not in time. I understand the difficulties around this, but surely the simple answer to this is to call a meeting of the communities committee as soon as possible. Get it through, get it and comply with what full council agreed and put forward. And that solves the problem. To me, I don't understand the process unless I'm missing something. Secondly, what I'd like to, sorry, you didn't say something.
What I would say is I agree with you, councillor O'Leary. However, it is a time sensitive, and with the amount of money in that they're requesting, it does go over the committee's
Yeah.
spend anyway. So it would have to go back to full council for that to be to go through.
Yeah.
But I do agree with you around the governance that it had been agreed to go to committees, and it's now just been put back on the full council agenda. So
Yeah.
obviously we just have to take.
Yeah, and then this is what I don't understand. There seems to be a lot of decisions, like there's a few items on the, just a quick aside, there's a few items on the tonight that we seem to have decided last time have reappeared with nothing extra to add to it. So I'm perplexed as to what's going on. Thank you.
Councillor Ian Wilson, please.
Yeah, I'm just a bit worried that by joining with half this, we're doing it again. We are deferring things again. We're just kicking things down the road. We're mortgaging what we're trying to do for later on. Now, what we're really saying, I think, is that we're not sure the Lego Centre can deliver this. So we might not be.
You're saying.
So I would say, don't defer it. Either approve it or don't.
I think in answer to that, councillor Wilson, I think what was proposed was because originally it was agreed by council to go back to communities, but because it is time sensitive to begin the summer sessions before the summer holidays, which are fastly approaching, that we approve the money for the summer holidays section, and then the remainder goes to the committee as was approved by full council when this item was on that agenda to not check, but run through it, discuss it, and then make a decision to come back to full council to decide on the other sections.
Defer.
Defer, not defer the whole agenda item. I'm not sure who was next. Councillor.
Councillor Berry, I think.
Thank you, Chairman. Here we are again, we're going down this road, being forced into making a rush decision at short notice, big money involved. We have a proposal on the table, which has been seconded. I think, Chairman, we might as well take a vote on it and move forward.
Accept councillor Vernon first.
I think if we are going to vote on that, and I'm actually not happy to, because I kind of agree with councillor O'Leary that we agree that this should go to communities, so communities can identify what other projects we've got going if things are overlapping and stuff. But anyway, if we are going to vote on doing just the summer thing, can we work out quickly exactly how much money we're talking about to do the summer provision?
It is there now. You can work it out. It's a proposal.
Sorry,
Yeah.
just a second. So, Julie, Julie, would you be able to answer that question? How much for the summer this summer? Please.
Well, the numbers are here.
The numbers are all wrong.
Yeah, it's just add it up.
Oh, okay,
That's 5,910.
so, the summer youth sessions, I work out to be 2,130, just going by these figures here. The summer youth sessions, oh, did you get that picture?
Summer family sessions and summer youth sessions, I get 5,910.
Yeah.
5,910, okay.
Six.
Yeah.
Councillor Ward.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. You mentioned that there is a level communities have got that they cannot approve above. Can you explain what that level is? Because if we're going to have this game of tennis, that's going to go on between it because they don't have enough money, will they still have enough money when it goes back to them? What are the actual levels that are there within communities to be able to approve? Because you did say we can't approve this, it would have to come back here to approve the full amount. So I just want to
So my
understand.
understanding, and I'm sure the clerk will correct me if I'm wrong, under the current standing orders on financial rates, I believe it's about £5,000 a committee.
Okay,
And up to spend up to,
up to,
yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously, the financial rates and standing orders will be reviewed and that may well change. But at this time, it's £5,000.
so realistically, at this moment in time, even if we had brought the communities forward, they wouldn't have been able to improve it.
Yeah.
Not the whole.
Well, not even the half, not even the summer,
Well-
because it goes over.
The
Yeah.
summer does go over, yes.
Yeah, so again, where's that catch 22? Yeah,
Councillor Rhodes.
Thank you, but like everything, councillor Ward, everything has to come to, everything should, and although it isn't, everything should come to full council for ratification. So it would have been ratified at full council. While I'm speaking, I'm quite happy to support the summer. I think residential are very important to this community. But I do think we need to go through proper channels because we've already stated that it should go to communities committee. So let's agree the summer and defer the rest to the communities and then back into full council.
Yeah.
But as quickly as we can.
So the motion then, councillor Newport, do you want to read out your motion and include the figure? The figure was £5,910.
Yeah, so the motion is to agree the programme of activities for the summer up to the value of £6,000 to round it up, and the winter and autumn programme and the autumn, Christmas, spring programme is deferred to the communities committee, and that the mega centre as part of the project will provide a post-project evaluation report back to the communities committee.
And that was seconded by councillor Lovely.
Yes.
And all those in favour? No, Helen, you've not voted, you ain't, right, fine. Councillor O'Leary, did you vote, sorry?
Yeah, I'm in favour of it, yeah.
Okay, thank you, members, so that motion is carried. Thank you, Julie. If you wish to leave, then you may do so. And so then we're bringing in item 10.2, items given to the museum. So members, you've had the paper circulated, the inventory and any other report. Have members got any questions, please? No question? One question.
Only one question, Chairman, thank you. I'm reading the statement that the officers sent saying that they had authority effectively up to 5,000. How do we know none of these items were valued at more than 5,000? Simple question.
It was, I think it was 500.
Sorry, 500,
Yeah,
sorry.
500. I'll pass that over to the staff.
Obviously, it was paperwork and photos, so they weren't going to be valued at more than 500. They didn't even, but they weren't valued to even gone out or against that.
By whose assessment?
That they weren't more than that in value, otherwise they would be recorded on asset rate and stuff.
Have they been valued?
No, but photograph, we're talking about individual photographs that you've got from like a disposable camera. Just one of them, so that's what would be more than £500 here.
I don't work, sorry, I couldn't quite see the paper on the inventory list. It didn't specify each individual item though, did it? So it's a collection.
Obviously, Mike.
Yeah, so I think
Yeah.
what is frustrating for members is that they don't know what has been given over and it's given over with no prior knowledge for members, I think. Councillor Stanley?
Yes, thank you, Chair. I thought the idea was to have an inventory of what was given over, so that it could be brought to full council to decide what that and what is going to go to the to them. I thought that's what I know I haven't seen anything in paper form at all of what was given over and how much or whatever it was valued at or anything. So I'm a bit lost here.
So in the agenda pack that was sent through with the other papers for tonight's meeting, there is an inventory list that was
No.
given.
No, there isn't.
I didn't get one.
There
I didn't
there
get
is an inventory list.
Entry form.
Yeah, object entry form, sorry. The
Oh, right.
wrong term, of the object entry form, but it doesn't specify
Yeah.
each item, it just specifies that a collection.
Yeah, I know collection wise, yes, but I thought we had asked
We did ask,
last time that we would have an inventory of everything that was put through and whether or not there's some of it that the council wants to keep itself.
Yeah.
So if there isn't that, then why isn't there?
okay, I'm gonna ask Mike to come in to answer that question if I can, members, and then I'll continue.
Yeah, I'm sure it can be helpful. We had about 7 ex-chairman's photo frames, just for bare photo frames. We had a couple of postcards and a couple of photos, and we had about 10 old town council trophies, some of which were broken. In my opinion, the total value of the whole items were about £200. And some of the items we may not wish to retain because we can't reuse them, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
But if they were going to be disposed of by the council, we thought it was best for us to look at them and sort of try and get some value from them rather than them going elsewhere. But they really are insignificant, to be honest with you.
Okay, thank you, Mike. I'll take councillor Vernon first, councillor Stanley, then I'll come back to you.
So it just says on this, it does down this object entry form, it just says various papers and photo. It doesn't say anything about old broken trophies. And also, we do need to talk about the baker's cart thing because, like he's mentioned, that's been on our asset register and we've been presumably paying to insure that as well. So we do need to talk about that at some point.
Okay, councillor Newport, yeah, they had their hands up first, councillor Stanley. Councillor Newport or councillor Lumley, whichever one.
Thank you, Chairman. We were just a little bit confused because we've got no item 10 on the agenda.
No, it is listed as item 10 and then it is item 9.2 under item.
Items given to the museum. We were looking at the.
So it's actually, it should actually be item.
Yeah, and the point I was going to raise was about the baker's cart, which we haven't spoken about.
Okay.
Did we, the one question I just have on that is, have we got a value on that?
Yeah, the original, it's in the event.
Oh, okay, Mike, do you know the value of that?
Briefly for members, if I can, the baker's cart was donated to the museum 10 years ago. That's before we started object entry forms. It was in the council shed.
Yeah.
And I think if Councillor Rowan Sperry will recall, we got the Wyvern Rugby Club to manhandle it over. That was before the object entry form was in. It's a wonderful exhibit in the museum, which we want to retain with your permission. If the council would want us to retrospectively complete an object entry form, we would be quite happy to do so.
Okay.
The value is very difficult because you will never find another one. So the value is the replacement value of getting it rebuilt. £500. £500.
Okay, so if I may then, Sean, we would just look into that, because obviously it's on our insurance as an asset, and that also needs to be looked at. So I'll take councillor Stanley and then I'll take councillor Riley, those.
Thank you, Chair. If I remember rightly, I was involved in that baker's cart, getting the baker's cart to start with, and I refurbished it for the flower display that we have outside here. So I'm quite surprised that we've actually given it away because that's something which we got purposely for that particular item.
It's a different one.
No,
It's a different, it's
Am I
a,
talking about
It's
the
a
right
different
one?
no, you're not.
Talking about the
No,
wrong
we're
one.
talking about something else.
The wrong one, councillor Stanley, by general consensus down this end. It's not the one that's in the
It's
museum.
not the one that's in the museum. Okay, fine, that's fair enough. Okay.
Councillor Rowe?
Thank you, Chairman. I can vouch for that. It was donated to the museum about 10 years ago, if not longer. And Councillor Stanley is very correct. You did actually refurbish one, but it wasn't actually that one.
No,
It's a different one.
Do members have any more questions on that item? So we've got some actions for the clerk to come back to members, so whether you want to bring that back at the next meeting or if you want to circulate those details ahead of time. Do we want a retrospective object entry form for the Baker's Cart?
Yes.
Yes, please. Okay.
and it's to be removed from the ATO register.
Yeah, and to be removed from the register. Councillor Bill Wilson, please.
Thank you, Chair, you just answered. I was just going to say, so what is the conclusion of the Baker's Cart? Have we as the council donated it to the museum? Or have we not, just to finalise this agenda item?
I believe,
I think we have.
I believe we have, because we've asked for a retrospective object entry form.
Right, so that's a choice.
So if there's no other questions, members, thank you, Mike. You're free to go if you so wish. Well, I could charge you to go, but I don't think it pays, so you're free to go.
It's called job satisfaction.
Members, it's item 6, the annual governance and accountability return for 2025-2026. Councillors are asked to consider the attached statement of internal control in support of the AGAR, the chair of the council and clerk to sign. And I'm told, can we do questions before if anyone has questions, or do I need to go and read through the little?
No, this one.
Oh, right, okay, got 6.1, okay. So members, do you have any questions on that one? Yes, councillor Newport?
On 6.1, what controls have been added to prevent a reappearance of the unauthorised signing of leases like the photocopier and payments exceeding authorities?
So the statement of internal control is covering the internal control that existed within the 25-26 financial year.
Right,
Obviously, any of those kind of improvements are since the financial year.
Any other questions, members? Yes, councillor O'Leary?
Going on to 6.3, or are we still sticking to 6.1, sorry?
6.1.
All right, I'll hold off on that then.
No more questions? So, members, are we going to vote to approve this? Do I have a show of hands in favour of approving this?
Sorry, Chair, question. The motion is to consider it, not to approve.
Yeah, but you want to approve that the chairman and myself can sign it.
So you're approving the statement of internal control. Although it does actually say councillors are asked to consider
Yeah.
the attached statement in support of the annual governance statement, the chairman of the council and the clerk to sign. So it is just to consider.
Yeah, so,
It's a vote.
but is it not, sorry?
It's an action that usually it's all the time down, so we won't need to consider to the full.
But then
Yeah.
vote, so you're going to vote on whether there's an action room.
We're going to vote on whether we're going to consider it.
No, we're going to vote on whether you're going to agree that the chair and the clerk can sign that.
Okay, so just my question then is, if the chair's not here, are we voting to compel the chair to sign it?
Well, you're voting for me to sign, you know, I have to.
Chair,
I'm gonna sign
Yeah.
it.
Okay, so yeah, that's my next question is, if the chair doesn't want to sign it, they're not compelled to sign it, is that correct?
It would usually be the chairman of the meeting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. The chair of the meeting doesn't want to sign it, are they compelled
If
to
the
sign
chair
it?
of the meeting doesn't want to sign it, then that's another problem we're gonna have to sort out after. Yeah, okay. Yeah, councillor Vernon?
So if this is for
what we've just done in 25-26, does that mean we've got to do another one for 26-27?
Yeah, when we do the AGOT, as it's financial.
When we go when we do the AGOT?
Yeah.
So is that like later on in the
Yes,
year?
at the end of the financial year, you'll do it,
Hmm.
and it'll cover what our internal controls were for the year.
So this is what we did do.
Yeah.
I think that depends on how your council works. I can just give you my experience. So we always do our own, so take internal control. We do ours in March of every year, so that it covers the next financial year.
Yeah.
You're putting your financial controls in place for the coming
Yeah,
year.
of course.
That
Rather
would
than
make
looking
sense.
retrospectively, but it depends on
Yeah,
what
so
your
it's,
council.
I think, we're going into retrospectively
Yeah.
rather than in advance,
So,
we can change that.
Yeah.
Is that our?
It could be, but I mean, personally, I think it's better to have your financial control set up for the year ahead,
Yeah.
rather than look back and say, this is what we did wrong.
Council
Yeah.
for that, if they were asked.
Okay, councillor Sparing.
Chairman, may I suggest that we, in line with the comments just been made, refer this to our strategy committee to consider at their first meeting as to how we go forward on this issue.
So the one you've got one you've got here is for 25-26 year.
Yeah, it's like, the future one, yeah,
What you would
I'm
do
with,
is
yeah.
that your next financial strategy committee,
Committee
you would have your financial controls for
26,
26,
27.
27, yeah.
Yes.
So are we agreeing that we can just let the chair and the clerk sign that one? Yes.
Yes.
Do we need to, do we include anything that we refer the 26, 27? to?
Yeah. Yeah, we're to do that in next.
Yeah, okay, thank you, Chairman.
So 6.2, the internal audit report. To receive the internal audit report from Healy and Lodge and consider its recommendations. Have members had a chance to look at that? Do members have any questions on that?
We'll just start.
Yeah, councillor Newport.
Thank you, Chairman. So, I've sent the clerk an email about this one because there appears to be a mistake, on the report where it mentions about reviewing, the financial regulations, which it states on there that they were reviewed on the 12th of the 1st, 26, but they weren't adopted, and same with standing orders. So they never came to full council to adopt. So I believe that the internal audit report is incorrect. The risk register is also out of date, does not comply standing orders. And the other issue that I've did raise with the clerk is that all the web links to the website are all broken because the website's been updated. So anyone looking at that internal audit report couldn't reference or cross-check any of the information or a lot of the information. So I won't be able to support this internal audit report, and I think we should ask them to look at it again, because I'm not completely satisfied that it's been done with the highest level of accuracy.
yeah, obviously it's within the remit, within full council to go back to the internal auditor and be there for that decision for full council today.
So do you want to propose that to go back?
Yeah.
Yes, so that's a proposal. Do you have a second, Doris?
I'll second.
Councillor Ryan. Shall we take a vote on that? Members, all those in favour?
I just ask a question.
Yes.
Will that then need to come to the strategy and finance committee before it then goes on to full council?
Yeah, yeah.
Say it can do, but it needs to, doesn't it?
Yeah, we put that
Yes.
in, it must have
Yeah.
done that,
Yeah.
go back to the strategy and finance or following the order of the committee.
Yeah.
I'm not the one.
Yeah.
Okay, members, so we'll move on then to the annual governance statement to consider and approve the annual governance statement for 2025-2026, section 1 of the AGAR for the year ending 31st of March 2026. Can I take any questions on this?
Yes. Yeah.
So if members have any questions they want to raise before I start to read out the points, or unless you want to do it point by point, councillor Newfield.
Yeah, can I just check on that, that has an extension been requested for the submission?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Any other questions or shall I proceed? Councillor O'Leary.
Yeah, so I was just gonna ask you, I think you're about to say that you can do it this way. So we're gonna go through these one by one
Yeah.
and just decide if, what are the consequences of no on some of these?
Well, we have to provide explanations to the external auditor on a separate sheet for each no response and describe how the authority will address the weaknesses identified. These sheets must be published with the AGAR, or the annual governance statement. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so our members happy if I proceed with point one. Point one, good. We have put in place arrangements for effective financial management during the year and for the preparation of the accounting statements. Councillor O'Leary.
Sorry, just a more general point. When does this have to be agreed by?
So the extension was until the end of this week.
All right, okay, so that answers that, yeah.
So the members need me to read.
So yeah, if you could do that again, yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Councillor O'Leary.
Sorry.
We have put in place arrangements for effective financial management during the year and for the preparation of the accounting statements. Councillor Sparing.
Chairman, if we referred this to strategy, financial restrictions, controls or whatever, we can't really say yes to question one.
Any other feelings on that? Members agree with what councillor Sparing said? So would you, you want a tick box? No. Members? Tick box?
Yes.
Yeah.
How can we say yes?
Tick box, no. Okay, and then do you want some reasons?
We're going to get this meeting to go with it.
So do you want, so the reason being, is the previous agenda items, yeah? Point two, we maintained an adequate system of internal control, including measures designed to prevent and detect fraud and corruption and reviewed its effectiveness. Councillor O'Leary.
Yeah, I mean, the external auditor's report says we don't have effective internal controls, so we can't agree to that, can we?
The members agree with
Yeah.
that, so the tick box, no. Members?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and the reason being?
The external auditor highlighted.
So the external audit comments, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, internal.
Yeah.
Point three, we have assured ourselves that there are no matters of actual or potential non-compliance with laws, regulations and proper practices that could have a significant financial effect on the ability of this authority to conduct its business or manage its finances. Would members like to tick the box no or tick the box yes?
Yes, it's got to be no.
No.
It's got to be no. Okay, members, and the reason being?
Right,
It following the previous agenda items and the internal auditor's comments.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so point four, we provided proper opportunity during the year for the exercise of electors' rights in accordance with the requirements of the accounts and audit regulations. What we did. Not certain or.
Yeah, I just want to take some advice on this one. Does the publication, because we didn't publish this on the website in time, would that warrant a no? Is that part of that question?
Yeah, I would recommend no, because also we couldn't evidence the notice of public rights when
Right, yeah,
So,
okay, thank you.
So we're tick box no under the,
Yeah.
yeah.
oh, so that you said,
Yes.
then, sure, thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Councillor Byrne.
I thought we did do that. We did publish that and we did get people coming to look at the paperwork.
there was no, it didn't go on the website, there was no, we couldn't ever find the notice that she'd never prepared one.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I think because it at the time when she left, I don't think it was actually ever done before she left.
Oh, no.
No,
No, I do recall there wasn't a notice on the website about it.
it wasn't done, so that, as we raised.
Any other questions on item 4, on point 4? No? Point 5, we carried out an assessment of the risks facing this authority and took appropriate steps to manage those risks, including the introduction of internal controls and or external insurance cover where required.
Does that, sorry, question on that.
Yeah.
Does that include that we don't have an up-to-date risk register?
Yeah, that would include that.
Yeah, because we don't have an up-to-date risk register.
So that's a no, because we don't have an up-to-date risk register.
Yeah, we're doing right now.
Point 6, we maintained throughout the year an adequate and effective system of internal audit of the accounting records and control systems.
No,
That's no. Does members want to give any reasoning for that?
Well, it's inaccuracies in the order report.
Right, so it's all gone back. Okay, point 7, we took appropriate action on all matters raised in reports from internal and external audit. We're trying to do that.
No,
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 transparency code's not being followed.
is that what you want to put?
Well, that's part.
yeah, that's not good.
We considered whether any litigation, liabilities or commitments, events or transactions occurring either during or after the year end have a financial impact on this authority and, where appropriate, have included them in the accounting statements. So the side note is disclosed everything it should have about its business activity during the year, including events taking place after the year end is relevant. Do members feel we've done that? Yes,
This might be a yes.
might be a yes. This could be a yes, members. If you're not going to say anything, I'm going to tick the yes, we're going to
Yeah.
tick the yes box. We're ticking the yes box and we're moving on to 9.
Yeah.
For local councils, trust funds, including charitable, in our capacity as the sole managing trustee, we discharged our accountability responsibilities for the funds, assets, including financial reporting and, if required, independent examination or audit.
No.
No. Okay, and we've got, what reason are we giving, Sean?
They did arrange an independent examination last year.
Okay.
And we haven't filed our return report.
And no return.
Is that right, Sean?
We haven't got a
No,
return yet.
we haven't retired, but they were aware of why we haven't,
Yeah.
or take advice.
You did go back to the charity.
Yes, yeah, so they're aware that it's sort of delayed,
Okay.
but it doesn't change that we didn't get the examination done last year.
Yeah, okay. And point 10, we have put in place arrangements for the effective IT and data management in accordance with proper practices during the year under review. Do you need to side note on that, members? If it says has made suitable arrangements for its IT and data management and has complied with proper practices in doing so. Is that a yes or a no?
Sorry, do we have an up-to-date data protection policy?
No, I don't think, to be honest, I don't think so. I think it was last reviewed several years ago, and they've also, there's no up-to-date IT policy.
Yeah. Well, there's an IT policy in the handbook, which is up to date.
So we need to tick no unless we've got an IT policy.
Yes.
No, we have got an IT policy as part of the handbook, and that's been reviewed. That's current.
I understand that we have to say no. It's no one sort of tenants.
So does the,
And I'm just going to ask Michelle from the EALC if she's got any advice on this one.
Yeah, your internal auditor put there that, as a recommendation to adopt the model IT policy, which you need to tick yes to this. And
So we need to tick no, so we haven't got an IT
so does,
policy.
sorry, can I just ask a question about this? Because I did speak to the chair of staffing about this. Because there is a IT policy within the handbook for employees,
Does it cover the councillors as well?
Yeah, but that's what I was hearing. Is that why we need
Yes,
to just?
because it has to cover the councillors as well.
So
Okay.
the IT policy then has to cover
Yeah.
both staff and councillors.
Yeah.
So because we haven't got that covers both, it's a no. Okay, is that answer then?
Yes, you just need to get them to the vote, they can now be signed.
So members, can you vote on that being signed with what's agreed? All those in favour? Well, it should all be unanimous, we don't all have to. Yeah, right, brilliant. Okay, thanks, we'll move on. So item 6.4, the accounting statement, bank reconciliation and variances. To approve the accounting statements for 2025-2026, section 2 of the AGAR for the year ending 31st of March 2026 and the supporting bank reconciliation as at 31st of March 2026 and the explanation of the significant variations from last year 2024 to 25 to this year 2025 to 2026. Do I have any questions? Councillor Vernon,
Can we get guided through this perhaps?
do you want me to read it out? What sort of guidance? I can read it out and read
Or
the notes of
we're just
guidance.
sort of proposing that these are the answers to the questions and this is what, are we just being asked to agree that this is what we're gonna,
Yeah, so these
Agree.
obviously were the end of the year figures, so the ones that are on the left hand side from 31st of March 2025, you would have also seen last year. And then obviously we've got the end of the year figures for the financial year just ended. These figures obviously came from Realtus, so they're not manually.
That's
Yeah.
helpful, then, come on.
Yeah, because obviously the Realtus was shut down by the Reserve Life and it was compared with the bank statements, so the figures are correct.
Right, so
And the public works loan figure was amended once the internal audit highlighted.
Right, so I've got councillor, does that answer your question, councillor?
Yeah, so we're just sort of like saying that the precept has gone up because we needed more precept for these things that was written down in that green box. Is that the sort of thing that I'm?
We're looking at different.
Yeah, sorry, I thought these were the exits of.
Oh, yeah, and then also based on variances, so yeah, that's, yeah. They're
We've
explaining
got
why
to
the.
say why the precept's gone up on this explanation, for example.
It's like, they're explaining why it's where.
It's on the analysis, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not part of it.
Oh,
And then you have to fill in
Yeah.
the boxes.
That's not really.
I've got all that ones to read each because.
Someone explain it to members and. I have to say it in the last thing.
So yeah, so obviously that's given the explanation. Why the precept had to go off last year.
Right, so in the box then, Marianne, the green box is giving the explanations why it was decided that the precept went up last year. Is that correct, Sean?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Does that answer?
Yeah,
Councillor Ward.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this. We're looking at what we suppose are factual figures.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and all we're looking at is the explanation as to why
So-
there's variations. Yeah,
So, and the document you're also signing off with is this one. So
this one, I'm referring to that document there,
Yeah,
factual figures
yeah,
between 2 years with the
Yeah.
explanation of variance.
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all, we're
Yeah.
agreeing to fact as opposed to supposition.
yeah, that we've done this before, but I don't remember us doing this before.
But that's the next bit.
Explanation variance, that's every year. Yeah,
Maybe it was done every year, but maybe we didn't see it because we had a different style. Yeah, had a different style.
Yeah, you're trying to see it because it
Yeah.
explains why.
So do members have any other questions on that? No, no questions, Councillor O'Leary, no questions? Oh, good.
Questions that it might come via James, perhaps in the, because it's in relation to the, 52,000 stones, reduction 52,000 Then is that an increased percentage of 20?
What?
So we're looking at the
Oh,
analysis.
it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
yes,
one.
sorry,
Yeah.
the coloured bit.
50, and what was that one?
Like-
The variance of 52,000.
Yeah.
And
A
two.
reduction of 52,000.
Okay,
So is that plus 24.81%?
This is really nice.
that's a minus. of
Yeah.
minus.
Yeah, and again, the one above, which relates to total other receipts.
Yeah, we don't use a spreadsheet. This is a template that we give them to fill out. We don't
It
put on a
doesn't give you
spreadsheet.
plus or minus of the
No,
percentage.
This comes from the external to themselves and we've had to input individual
Sorry.
numbers.
The data is inverted, essentially.
Yeah. But yeah, we don't control the spreadsheet.
Right, so members, what you're going to be voting on is whether we're going to agree to sign section 2 off.
Yeah.
So if members don't have any other questions, can we take a vote of all those in favour to sign that off, please?
Yes.
Right, just, Chairman, just before we move on, sorry, on the analysis, Sean, the figures are 70,000 and 60,000 on the form, it says
50.
70 and 50.
Yeah.
Is that incorrect?
Yeah, so it needs to change to 50.
Oh, it's
50 is the correct figure.
Oh, 50,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so you put it that line.
6.5, exercise of public rights. To note the proposed dates for the exercise of public rights as selected by the council's RFO.
So the date of the announcement will be tomorrow and then it will commence from the following day, which will be Thursday the 3rd, Friday the 3rd of July. And it will finish on Thursday the 15th of August. And obviously because we've got the extension, you usually have the first 10 working days in July at least. And because we've got the extension, we're okay.
Okay.
Where will that be published?
So the notice will go up on the notice boards.
Will
And
it
it'll
go on the
go on the website as well. I can put it on all of them.
No, I'm just asking.
So ordinary will just go on the one out here, but we can put them on some of the others as well, so people have the opportunity to request as well.
Can I make
Yeah.
a suggestion that we put it on the one downstairs and the one in the high street?
Yes, that's nice. Yeah.
Passes, if I can see that, and it will go on the website.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chair.
Okay, thank you, members. So, item 7, financial matters. Budget monitoring, to note the report showing the town council's current financial position. Do we have any questions? No questions? So just moving on from that mention. So that's noted then, members.
Yeah.
The schedule of payments, to approve the schedule of payments presented for April 26 to April 26, May 26 and June 2026.
Should be the first strategy and finance.
Yeah.
These two are going strategy and finance.
So is this deferred to strategy and finance?
Yeah.
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 Deferred to strategy and finance, okay.
Yeah, 7.2 and 7.5 are deferred to strategy and finance.
And 7.3?
Yeah. Yeah. I think myself deferred to strategy and finance as well.
So are we putting item 7.1, 7.2, 7.3, 7.5, 7.4 and 7.5, sorry, to strategy?
Yeah, yeah.
The financial matters, in fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, lovely, we all voted on that, we all agree.
Agreed.
So 8, the committee structure, members to ratify the draft terms of reference submitted by each committee. These have been circulated. I know the strategy ones were only circulated today. So if any members want to take 5 minutes to have a look, let me know and we can do that. Otherwise, do members have any questions? Yes, councillor Bynum?
Obviously, the staffing committee ones, these are sort of, this is printed out with track changes on.
Yeah.
And even but even when I got it up on one of my devices where I couldn't see the track changes, we have missed out that there's no, I know we talked about substitutes, but we were going to put that in these terms of reference and that's not on here.
Sorry, councillor Bynum, what, can you repeat that? Sorry, we were going to.
We were going to note in the no substitutes. And also, I don't know whether this will be tidied up because we've got the new training section that we agreed to, but the old training section is still on there.
Yeah, no, we all tidied that up. I just wanted to show the track changes so people would see what had been changed.
Yeah.
So we'll add then to the terms of reference if the members agree then that there will be no substitutes on the staffing committee.
No.
Are members in agreement?
Yes, agree.
Oh, sorry, councillor Wilson, did you want to comment on something?
Yes, I do, thank you. Under the Communities Committee 4.1, there is a list, it says agreeing and monitoring a programme of community events, initiatives, awards and civic activities, including but not limited to. I'd like Remembrance Day put in there as well, for the simple reason that it has a budget attached to it.
Okay, if members agree, we'll pop that in. So just to list the Remembrance Day on that one then.
That's under the listed events.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions?
No.
So can we take that and, the members agree the new terms of references for each committee? We can do it on block members, so we can.
Yeah.
I mean, so all those members in favour of the new terms of reference, please show your hands. Okay. Then we're on to the committee membership, 8.2 members. So you have got a printout about the committee members and vacancies. Do members have any questions? Yes, councillor Wilson.
I'm looking at the sheet that was kindly given out for committee members and vacancies. And I'm not too sure how this is done, so Chair, please correct me if it's done incorrectly. But I would like to propose for Environmental Services Committee. There are 2 vacancies that Councillor Richard Linden and myself join that committee. I would also, under planning, like to put forward Councillor Lindsay Nell, Councillor Sarah Jane Page and myself for the planning committee.
She said they would. Okay. Having people going on.
So no one is to say they would be happy.
Oh, sorry, Chair, I forgot to say I'm not just nominated them without their knowledge. I have indeed had a conversation.
Okay, now I'll come to you a second, councillor Ian Wilson. So I just have a question then for the chair on the planning, because I know that councillor Page is on the district. And obviously, yeah, sorry.
Sorry, I thought you were talking.
No,
Chair of planning, you had a query for.
no, I have a query for you, Sean, if I can, because councillor Page is on the district
Yeah,
and
is she Sarah on the planning?
I don't know.
She's not on development, no,
And has she done the training for it?
no.
So she can't start.
Exactly, she can't.
So then, in which case, she never would have gone to the planning,
Okay.
so she'd be okay.
Okay, yeah, it's just obviously.
Yeah, it's that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's for those who are serving or could be something big.
Yeah. That's fine. So then with the the added members of councillor Richard Linden and councillor Vilma Wilson on Environment Services Committee, and we'll add councillor Lindsay Nell, councillor Sarah Jane Page and councillor Vilma Wilson on the Planning Committee, and councillor Ian Wilson if you've got a comment.
While we're at it, I'd like to nominate myself and councillor Page for the Strategy and Finance Committee.
So that's councillor Esther Page and yourself.
Yes.
Chairman, can I ask, isn't the membership of the Strategy and Finance Committee going to include chairman of other committees?
Yes, we had that conversation before, so
Will there be enough space?
although it says four vacancies, there will be 2 vacancies after councillor Balding or councillor Vernon are elected on as the chair or vice chair, and councillor Sparing is elected on as potentially the chair. Then that will bring us down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it was 9, 9 on there plus the 2 ex officios. So there were 2 vacancies, so there are vacancies for councillor Page and councillor Wilson.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so are we just going to accept that committee membership? Members, if there's no other questions.
No.
All those in favour? Unanimous. 8.3, the election of chairman and vice chairman of committees to consider ratifying the recommendations. So you've got that on agenda 8.3. Are there any questions? Oh, so the strategy and finance committee was councillor Jane Newport as the chair and councillor Jay Lumley as the vice chair. Do we have any questions? So are we happy to take a vote? All those in favour? Thank you, members. And then we go on to the schedule of meeting. So I'm just gonna say from the chair, the 20th of July, the Community Services Committee, neither the chair or the vice chair can attend, so could we change that to the 27th of July in agreement with both of us, if that's okay, please? 27th of July for the Community Services Committee meeting. I think I might have to send my permission. Yeah, we appreciate July's a difficult month. Any other suggestions or amendments that anybody wants to make on that? Any elected chairs that know ahead of time that they can't make a meeting? Councillor O'Leary?
Yeah, just to note that the KGV Management Committee meeting dates aren't on here. They should be. They're supposed to meet every quarter. So they need to be added in.
They're obviously charity meetings, not.
They're not charity meetings. The KGV Management Committee is a committee of the town council. As it currently stands, under the terms of reference that were agreed in November, it is not a charity. It was deferred. It's delegated to the town council.
Okay, so the clerk's gonna take that back and have a look, and then they'll come back with some suggested dates for that. Yeah, and they may not necessarily be on a Monday then.
Yeah.
Oh, it's usually the day anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
Councillor Longman.
Thank you, Chairman. I see that the first Strategy and Finance Committee is not scheduled until the end of September. Given that we've deferred various items this evening to Strategy and Finance, I think that's rather a long time away. I know we can form extraordinary meetings, but there's a lot of business to go through. How about the 27th of July? That appears to be a date not being used.
Yeah, that's the one. We've just moved the Community Services Committee to that, but I don't know if we can do one on Rydal.
Well, can you not do the Strategy and Finance on 20th?
I don't know what's, I don't know if there's other district meetings on the 20th. I know it's a Monday. Councillor Vernon.
So, I can understand how you can't do the communities, how you want to change the communities one, because the chair, the vice chair, and you are sort of also the chair of the communities committee, as we've just voted you in. But it wouldn't matter if we put strategy and finance on that one, because it'd still be poorer potentially, even if the chair and the vice chair can't attend ex officio.
Yeah, no, it's just can the chair and the vice chair of strategy and finance committee, can they attend that if we change the day?
We are fine for the 27th.
Oh,
20th.
20th.
No, I will check. I'm okay for the 20th at the moment.
Okay, so, is the chair, so the vice chair's okay? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, so can we change the strategy and finance committee to the 20th of July? Members?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not changing what happened.
Oh, you wanna add, do you wanna add?
So we're gonna add strategy finance for the 20th of July and the alternate.
So then communities will be on the 27th.
Yeah, okay, lovely, okay.
Chairman, can we ask our officers if they can resend out, review schedule?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Any other changes, or are we happy to just agree these ones?
Agreed.
Okay, so that's agreed then, thank you. I just have one little point on item, we'll get there in a minute. 9.1, review of arrangements including legal agreements with other local authorities, not-for-profit bodies and businesses to review arrangements held.
Yeah, see that in order.
I think that has been missed, which we need to further.
We might need to do quick, so that when we need to,
The council will also look to further.
we need to defer that to next full council, are we? Or to product strategy, defer strategy committee.
Can I just, Chairman, on that 9.1, can we have the report on the legal options on that lease then at that?
Yeah.
On that, which one was for strategy and finance, thank you.
Okay, members, so if we move on to 9.2, town council representatives on external bodies. To review representation on external bodies and arrangements for recruiting back. So I've got, Ray Mount was councillor Balding last year and she is no longer wishing to continue, due to time constraints. To represent on that. So do we have anybody wishing to put their name forward, or we can refer that to the communities committee if we prefer?
So now we'll check that.
So we're put that to the communities committee rather than. Was we doing the Raleigh Chamber of Trade? So Raleigh Chamber of Trade, we had councillor Vernon on there before. Are you happy to stay
I'm
on?
quite happy with that, if everybody else is happy.
Is everybody happy for councillor Vernon to remain on that one? Yeah, lovely. And then Wyvern Community Transport, we have councillor Brewer and she's happy to stay on there. Everybody's in agreement with that one.
Yeah.
Chairman, I need to declare an interest as chairman of the Wyvern Community Transport Trustees, as you've mentioned.
Thank you. Lovely, thank you. But any comments on councillor Brewer being the representative for 26, 27? Right, so we're just agreeing that one then. Subscriptions to review the councils and or staff subscriptions to other bodies. Does anybody have any
Should
questions?
this not be deferred also to the strategy and finance committee?
Yeah, it can be all the council decides. I your choice.
Do members want to decide tonight, or do members want to go to strategy?
Oh,
Councillor Vernon.
I was thinking we could decide tonight, and I was just going to speak on the, one of the things.
Well, we'll have your view and then we'll decide.
No, if it's going off to, if we're going to decide to send it to strategy and finance.
Councillor Newport.
Yeah, so, sorry. This item, this is something that should be reviewed at annual council.
Yeah.
Subscriptions. So does it have to be decided by full council anyway? It would. And the question really is, if we push this over to strategy and finance, it's going to have to come back to full council.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my view is that we just deal with this now because there's meetings that are going ahead.
Yeah.
And we need to send members to those that we agree on and those that we don't. You know, they don't have to go anymore. So I think we should just rattle through it.
Yeah, so we can still get out there by 9 o'clock if everyone's.
So is that,
Yes, so we're gonna go on and review this today then, members of Councillor Vernon, if you want to have your time.
So, I'm happy with the new addition of the allotment society. Don't know anything about the campaign for Better Orlington, so I won't talk on that. But council wise, I don't think we need to be joining that because we have already got plenty of provision with the EALC, NALC, and such like. So I don't think we need to be paying further subscriptions for more capital like stuff because we align ourselves with the EALC generally.
Okay, and if I may then, members, I'm going to ask, council wise, are they affiliated with anybody or are they just their own body? You know?
They're not connected to Mount, no.
No, okay, fine. Any other questions? Members? Councillor Newport.
yeah, so I'm certainly in favour of discontinuing our Rochford 100 membership. I do value add that. And I'm against council wise. I don't think we need that. CPRE, I think is a good idea because particularly around, I think they support with neighbourhood plans as well, don't they?
Yeah.
So I think that's good. So, yeah, I'll be against council wise. But other than that, I'm quite content with the rest.
So you said you're against council wise and Rochford 100.
Yeah, that's already on there. There's a recommendation, so I support that recommendation.
Okay, and councillor Vilma Wilson.
Thank you, Chair. Just for a change, I'm really in sync with everyone, not. The National Allotment Society, I think, is an absolute must. And council-wise, when I read that, I thought actually it's really nice to have an option of a few organisations because council-wise might offer things that the ALC don't. And it just gives us more choice.
It's my understanding that we can take up training through council wise without even subscribing to them anyway, can't we?
So we can do that, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if it's just for training purposes, we can take up training with them and pay them for the training as opposed to just being a member.
I quite like the idea of the clerks and the councillors networking events because networking events are always valuable. But yeah.
If they're attended, obviously, not everyone attends them, do they? Councillor Ward.
I'm surprised you've got a lot of these down here, you've got the CPRE, but you haven't got the TCPA. So that's the Town
Yes.
Planning Association. Because the reason I say that, they've got a lot of information. I know a lot of people have been interested in, looking at local plan and things like that. That, as far as we're concerned, that could be the most important thing we actually are a member of, the TCPA.
Yeah.
So if we add that,
I think maybe you're agree then.
yeah, so we get the.
Because I'm an individual member. Well, for me as an individual, that's about 50 quid. I mean, it's nothing. I mean, for an organisation, I don't know how much it would be, but
So
you know,
for Paris Town Council, it's £114 for the year.
Would members want to put that one on as a
I
subscription?
would like to propose that goes on.
Proposal, can we have a seconder?
Yeah.
And that, all those in favour of the TCPA? Yeah, unanimous.
Yeah, we can do for you.
Do we need to take a vote on these?
What
we do?
You can just, so you're essentially agreeing all the recommendations with exception of the council wise.
Right, so are we agreeing all the recommendations with the addition of the TCPA and the National Allotment Society and the CPRA and the removal of council wise, we're not agreeing council wise
And
and Rochford 100.
Yep.
So those members in agreement to add TCPA and remove council wise and Rochford 100. All in favour. Lovely.
That's it. Thank council.
Oh, yes, and on the very end, we've got the point about the council allowances, so the clerk's going to update us on that one.
It was obviously in the report. I'll take a look at that.
It's written report, everybody got it. I just want to ask, can members access the Bright Pay? Can all members access that Bright Pay system? So those members that can't access that system, can you raise your hands, please, so the clerk can identify you?
I haven't actually tried it, so I don't know.
Did you get the email though?
Did get the email?
Got the email, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Right, so you've got all those,
Yeah.
councillor Long,
Yeah.
Stanley, Callum. Very, I don't know. Okay, so do members have any questions, councillor Vernon?
So, it says here that the advice received confirms that the P60s already issued are correct as they accurately reflect the payments made during the relevant financial year.
Yeah.
That's just wrong.
It's wrong.
It's just wrong because
Yeah.
I've got my P60 here.
Yeah.
And it says that we were paid, and this is the same for all of us, £1,275. That is 12 times our monthly payment, but we've only got 10 times our monthly payment. So they're not correct, so they are
So
wrong.
the information that again, the previous payroll provided us, that they actually never put the February and March payments onto the payroll software, so that they wouldn't be appearing on the P60.
But I know that that's what they're saying, but here it is in black and white that it's wrong. So they're saying that they're right, but they're not right, they're wrong. So it won't be a problem if when we get our allowances finally paid through, that they're not taxed, because according to this.
So
we're not giving tax.
So if you've looked at Bright Pay, those that have had access to that, on the payments, the underpayment's going to be paid 25th of July.
Yeah.
And so it's the full back pay plus July's payment, and we are taxed on it.
Oh, so we can see what they're paying us in July already
Yeah.
on that email.
On that Bright Pay, on that, we've sent it out today, and it's the payment.
So therefore it does remain to be a problem because so our P60s say that.
Okay, so come to you in a sec, councillor Stanley. So Sean said he's going to have to go back to the previous payroll provider,
Yeah,
and you may well need to contact HMRC. And then they'll come back to us.
I mean, it's really on I would have thought it's really on the previous payroll provider to reissue the P60s
Yeah,
correctly.
exactly. But they're saying they never put the January, February payments onto the payroll software, so they shouldn't be appearing on the P60.
But to be fair, we did receive a pay remittance advice with the pay on it
Yeah.
and with the tax on it. So for, did you say January and February?
Yeah, sorry, no, February, March, it would have been.
So February, I know, I think the new payroll provider, did the new pay slips come out in March?
April. So the first one from the new
Oh, right.
ones was April.
Yeah.
But the February and March, just the money didn't land in our banks. I don't, and we didn't get, because we used to get paper pay slips.
Yeah.
So we didn't get paper pay slips.
They
Yes.
never actually put it on payroll.
No. And actually, I'll just, if you give me a second, I'll see if I can log on.
But the P60, I mean, they can have a copy of one,
Yeah.
my one back if they need to see, but this is for the 12-month payment, but actually they only paid us for.
It's a copy of the previous years.
So April's, we're talking about just April or March?
This is up to the end of.
Oh, February and March, so that would be, that would be on this. I've got paper lines at home, so I can check that.
Yeah.
So we'll check that and come back. Can you please, Sean, can you circulate the information as soon as you have it via email, and then it can come back to full council for anyone to discuss?
Yeah.
Okay, the members agree with that?
Yeah.
I've got councillor Stanley, and then I'll take you councillor Fairley.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, I was going to mention that, the previous years was exactly the same, although it's a different year, but the previous year was exactly the same as what printed on this year's. And tax has been paid on those 2 months, so therefore it should not be taxed. Thank you.
Councillor Fairley.
Yeah, I read the statement that was issued, which said that the tax is done. I've already done my tax return.
Yeah.
Up to the 4th of April or 3rd of April this year. So the tax return that I submitted is correct.
Your tax return that you submitted is correct, it's just the P60s are not.
Yeah.
Well, but I've given my accountant the P60.
Okay.
So what it's saying.
All I need to know is what I've given my accountant right or wrong.
Incorrect, wrong, it's incorrect.
Incorrect.
So thanks for paying all that lot out that I've given the accountant. We've got to start again.
It is my understanding on a different level, that if you do have an issue with, your P60s, it's not really for us to correct the issue, it's really down to the payroll provider, previous payroll provider. But in your circumstances, you may wish to contact the HMRC. And I do believe that you have to then submit your bank statements for them to check how much you've had come in, so that they can work out the tax.
So the statement that we got was wrong.
Yeah.
The statement that's been issued to me, that you said it's legal and it's all correct, is wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently, because that's information we were given by the payroll provider. Yeah.
It is wrong.
Do you have a week to sort that out, Dave?
Thankfully, it's £100, but it's still paying the backside.
So just going forward then, Sean's going to go back to the previous payroll provider and he's going to contact HMRC for some advice on, for members really, on what we can do, not because we've got the wrong P60. And it's very, very poor that the previous payroll has done that, and I don't know if there be some, if we incur costs on correcting that, then we'll have to counter charge them, I would imagine.
And who's going to issue us with a new P60?
Don't get it have to be them.
It would have to be them because they issued all your pay advice and they were the payroll.
But it will come through you.
Yeah, it'll come through the office, but yeah.
I'm not convinced you can get a P60 reissued, to be honest.
Well,
Well, it's not for us to worry about.
well, it is for us to worry about.
Tax
It is for my personal view.
I've got to do a tax return as well.
I've got to tax return as well.
Yeah.
It will in effect you
I think everybody needs to have a tax return.
Well, let's take an extra, not one.
Okay, members, so we're gonna just follow up on that issue, contact the payroll, previous payroll provider and HMRC, and Clark will get back to us, as soon as he's got any advice via email, but it will come back to the next full council for everybody to discuss. If there are no further questions, I'd like to close the meeting at 8:50.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job, Lisa.
Strategy of finance.
Yeah, question.